So what's amazing about astrology is there's incredible amounts of information that's contained in the birth chart. So how does this work? So astrology is designed to help us grow. So first thing to know, straight out in the Torah, it says in the 14th pasuk, in the 14th verse in Bereshis, that Hashem says he created the luminaries, the sun and the moon, to separate between day and night. Okay. And his next word is v'haya la'osos. They should be for signs. And Rashi is very clear that it's talking about astrology.
Okay.
So right off the bat, Ralbag also goes into detail that it's talking about astrology. So right off the bat, we have right away in the Torah that Hashem is the one who created astrology. The luminaries, they should be for signs for people. Now, the question becomes, signs for what? What is the purpose of it? Right. What's the goal? So we know Hashem created it, but what's the goal? So Bereshis Rabbah brings down that every blade of grass has an astrological energy urging it to grow.
Right. Which it refers to as a mazel.
Yes, okay. Yes.
What is this mazel? And there must be billions of them because there are that many blades of grass.
Right. So that that brings down the concept that the purpose of astrology is to help us grow. That's what these astrological energies. Yes.
Oh. Yes. It tells the blade of grass to grow.
Yes, for every living thing, creature, even all the way down to a blade of grass, but certainly for humans.
All the way down to a blade of grass. How much more so more complex beings.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Fine. So that is its purpose, to help us grow, to reach our potential, to fulfill our purpose. That's what it's here to do.
Okay.
And that's, to me, one of the most amazing things about astrology. This is Hashem directing energy into our lives to help us grow, to help us achieve our purpose.
Okay.
Let's break down what astrology is, right? So astrology is the moment that you're born, Hashem takes all the energy of the solar system and implants it within the baby. It's a snapshot of that exact moment, and all the energies of all the planets of the whole cosmos and the whole solar system into a person. And you're here, the baby doesn't know any of this, right? And he has a whole lifetime.
Well, there's a lot of things affecting a baby when they're born that they have no idea about.
Yes.
But I'm saying, forget about astrology. They're inheriting genetics.
Yes. But this is setting out their entire lives. This is like a seed, an apple seed that's being planted, that's here to grow into a massive apple tree and produce bushels full of apples.
Okay.
That's what an astrological chart has, all the energies, the unique abilities, the gifts, the struggles of everything that you're capable.
But again, let's make sure we're very clear to say this.
Yes.
But it cannot determine the exact way that that's going to express itself. I mean, based on what you told me.
Yes, you're going to have certain talents and gifts and we're going to get into that exactly how that works.
Potentials, can we call it?
Yes, there's incredible potential, but you're here to do a purpose, right? So it's not a specific thing, right? So it's a general gifts that each person has and skill sets. Now, it also comes...
So the specific way that it'll be channeled, that's not determined.
Correct, yes.
And certainly the moral character of it, choosing right from wrong, as you were talking about before.
Correct, yes, that's our work. That's the free will. There's a huge part of free will involved. Now, it's not complete free will. I would call it like partial free will, right? We don't have a choice who we're born to, who our parents are, right? There's a certain amount that we don't have a choice. Then what we do with it, that's our free will. That's our free choice, right? So it's the same thing with the birth chart. There's going to be particular areas of gifts and skill sets, and that's what we're here to hone and develop and bring out in whatever way we choose and we see fit best for that.
Okay. So the birth chart is sort of like an outline of your potentials, which implies your gifts, but can you also detect deficiencies?
Yes. And here's the thing.
There's a story in your book, by the way.
Yes.
You have a lot of personal firsthand stories where you do these charts for people.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And by the way, if someone wanted to get a chart done,
yes, they can go to my website, kosherastro.com.
Kosherastro.com.
Yes, and all the information.
So there was a story there about a couple that was dating. I just recall the general idea that you detected some area that you knew based on their charts that was going to be a problem area. Not that they shouldn't get married, but that's going to be the challenge.
Right. So yes. So this woman she was in her 40s and she was single, and she told me that she had dated somebody previously 6 months ago and it didn't end well. And now he contacted her. He wanted to try again. And she was like, no, I'm not going through that. So I said, let me look at the charts and
Right.
see what's happening. And so additionally to your chart, you can also compare two people's charts and see where the areas of connection, where the area of difficulty. I call it the couples chart.
What if people are already married? I mean, you do
So,
that? When they're
yes, and it can be very helpful to understand why spouses feel differently, what areas to be sensitive of, there's so much information that can be so incredibly helpful.
You've seen
for
it be
couples.
helpful.
Yes, we'll talk about it in terms of transit for shalom bias. Literally, some can literally save marriages.
Really?
Yes. We'll go.
By the way, I don't want to get off.
I know, we're getting off topic, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I saw that one story you told it was for a father and a son.
Yes.
My son here is producing the show, so maybe later.
We'll look at
I know
the
you did
charts.
my chart. You'll have
Yes.
to pull up Yud E or
Yes, and see what the chart is.
We'll find out if we're really compatible. I might have to replace you, Yisrael. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
But yes, but getting back to
so this
we'll talk about
woman,
it.
she wanted to consider
Right. She didn't want. She got burnt last time. She
Right.
went.
So I look at his chart.
So she had his information. She had his birthday. They
uh-huh.
dated for a number of months. They
uh-huh.
dated seriously for a couple of months. So she had his information, and I looked at the chart and I showed her one particular area where there's a conflict in the chart.
Do you remember what it was, by the way?
I don't remember the specifics, but this is something
clearly not.
Yeah, there's something that a certain thing about him didn't fit well with her. Now, so I told her this is never going to change. However, if you can learn to accept it, you have many other connections that are really positive and
you
really
saw that
powerful.
in the chart.
Yes. And I went through some of the other very positive ones. So I'm saying, look, don't try to. So what I said is,
focus on your strengths.
Yeah, right. So give him if you want, give him a chance again. Understanding and see if you can learn to live with this area that's going to be different for you. That's not going to be satisfying for you, but with all these other positivities. So actually, she did. A couple of months later, she started dating again. A couple of months later, she got engaged. They got married. And she just now sent me an invitation to the bar mitzvah of her son. Yes.
Mazel tov.
This is literally 13 years ago.
By the way, when you say mazel tov, it has a whole new meaning.
Yes.
You know what a
it's
mazel
all astrology. Yeah. So in this case, it's a real mazel tov that astrology helped to understand the differences. Right. So, and that's also because it also depersonalizes. When you understand that somebody has a very different energy and he was born this way to be an Aries and he's born.
Right.
And you're used to
It's a little
something
less offensive.
Yes, it's nothing. It's not it's not meant to personally against
it's
you.
like
This
being
is
mad
just,
at a guy because he has brown eyes.
Right.
That's just how
this
it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now you have to learn to see, can you live with it? Date them to see if you can, And once you do, so Baruch Hashem, this is a beautiful story that ended beautifully in this way.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that you have a snapshot. A person is born under certain astrological conditions, and I'm assuming that the configuration of these constellations indicates, would you say, like the way the energy was entering the world at that moment, or which energies? How would you?
Yeah. So we're going to go through it. We're going to go through a chart, what that looks like. Literally, think of it as a snapshot, a map of the heavens. Where was the sun? Where was Venus? Where was Mercury? Where was Uranus? How were they positioned in regards to each other?
Okay.
What zodiac sign were they all in? There's a lot more information. That's another big misconception. People think that we're only our sun sign. We're only a Gemini. That's the totality of astrology.
That's the typical thing. Right. I'm a Gemini.
Right. And that's the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more information because it's not just your sun. There's a moon. Your emotions can be in a complete different sign.
Right.
And you're a great example of it. We're gonna
really?
we're gonna go into it. But just one more point that I wanted to bring out. You talk about like the struggles. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
The struggles are part of your gift. They're a struggle because in childhood, it's very hard. If you have incredible, powerful energy, for a child or a teenager, it's very hard to absorb that energy and to understand how to properly utilize it. So that's where sometimes we can have some big struggles in our lives and difficulties. But they're not meant for struggles. They're meant to work through, and then it grows into an incredible gift and superpower that you're able to then help heal the world in some way.
You're saying that sometimes a person has certain potentials. They don't even know they have those potentials. And not only is it, if you don't know you have a potential, you can't use it, but what you're saying is actually it's disruptive. It's like excess energetic clutter that is causing them confusion, pain.
Yes.
frustration.
I see people who have incredibly struggled lives. I see they have Saturn and Pluto and all these difficult planets.
Right.
But each one is an incredible superpower, and you have to learn how to hone them properly.
Okay.
So these are actually the weakness and struggle is the key to your gifts and to
Okay.
your superpowers.
So the more you understand these components of your personality, the more you can choose, again, it's all free will, to utilize them in ways that are productive.
Yes.
That's the premise.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Very, very good. And I mean, who wouldn't want to do that?
Right. That's what I like the minute, because first of all, this whole idea is very fantastical. It's a very, wow, there's all this information about me and my life. So it's hard for people to believe that it's true. When I discovered it was true, that's why it drove me crazy. Like I had to write it. I had to tell the world. Who wouldn't want to know all their gifts and struggles or the different timing in their life when they're here to really take the next leap and growth? I'm going to go through all that. All this information is available. Hashem provided. I call it a love letter in the sky. That's what astrology is to me from Hashem.